Hey y'all, hope you guys are doing great tonight. Thank you so much for joining the Takeout, because you always know you never need to dine in when you can grab Takeout with me, your host, Obi Kabir. And tonight, it's a special night. You know why? It's because we're not just live on TVCO, we're live also on Twitter, on YouTube, on Periscope. So we are trying to grow this community, and I'm really happy to have y'all on here. So no matter where you're watching me, you can catch the Takeout with us tonight. But also, if you are watching on any other platforms, whether that's on your YouTube, whether that's Facebook, Twitch, or even Twitter, feel free to download the app TVCO so that way you can join our discussion in the chat, because that's the only place right now we're able to interact with the chat. Hopefully we're going to change that down the line. But if you want to ask any questions as the night goes on, feel free to go download TVCO on your Google Play or App Store, and we can just kind of talk about the night and answer any questions you might have. So again, thank you so much. I'm really happy to have you all here, because I also know there's no other way that I would want to spend my Friday night than with all of you, okay? And you guys already know that when we do the Takeout, our first segment, whatever we do, is we always try food, okay? We always try food. We give it a rating. We see how we like it. And then we kind of ask y'all what you've been eating over, because this is the Takeout. And if you're not eating food, taking it out, then what are you doing, all right? So, Cliff Hogg. Oh, we have people in the, really quickly, let me say hi to the chat. We have a few people, great people in the chat. Teresa, hello. Nicole, hello. Melba, great to see you. And then we have a special guest, Liliana, and then also my man Cliff. Good to see you. I'm watching Obi on America Online. I love that. I absolutely love that. And but yeah, let's kind of get into tonight. And again, we always usually start with eating food, but we're going to try something a little different today, because I have some good friends from Panda Express sent me a cool care package, because they know I am a huge Panda Express fan. As you can see right here, from the Panda Express shirt, from the Panda Express hat, and some other things, I've been a huge fan of Panda Express because since college, that was one of the only few places close to my dorm where I would eat, okay? And whether it was good or bad for me, I would make sure that it was at least probably bi-weekly, 3 times a week, that I would go to the Panda Express, and our university gave us like these dining dollars that we could spend on any type of campus food. All my money would go straight to Panda Express. And so I absolutely love them so much. And throughout my time in college, I would always tweet about them. I'd always DM them. And I think they heard my call sometime these last few weeks, because I was like, hey, I've been to Panda Express. And they let me know, hey, Obi, we know you've been a big fan of Panda Express, because we can see from your tweets since like 2015, you have been tweeting us. And we have not responded before. But today we're going to respond. And they sent me this cool merch stuff and this care package that I kind of want to show all of y'all, because we're going to try some Panda food today. But they're honey sesame chicken. So this is kind of dope. Let me bring this out. And I've opened the box and taken out a lot of the things already. I'm wearing them. And as Cliff Hawk said, Panda Express is dangerous. It really is dangerous. Trust me, I've gained a lot of weight from. That's where I got my freshman 15, my sophomore 20, and so on. The weight didn't stop. But here, check this out. They gave me this cool like Panda Express box. And you're like, oh, okay, I wonder what's in it. Well, let's open it. Actually, I'm going to lie. What is open it? The shirt was already in there and the hat. And because it's the honey sesame chicken breast merch pack. As you can see, this is like the Panda Express logo with the honey sesame chicken. And this is a hat where, I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's a chicken bone and a honey. So combined makes the honey chicken sesame. But when we open this, I hope, can y'all see from this side right here? We have a few assortments of things. And one of them that I really like, this is just like food. I just put it in there. This is Panda Express food. It's like a wonton I grabbed later on. I'm going to try that out. But they really quickly, this is the note they sent me. Hey, Panda fan, thanks for being a fan of Panda Express. We've heard you're a honey sesame chicken breast lover, and we are so excited to share the news that this dish is here to stay year-round, because usually I think it's a seasonal one. To celebrate, we've released a line of limited edition merch and launched a sweepstakes where you and your friends can enter to win honey sesame chicken breast for an entire year. So I'll put the information later on my socials. So if you guys are interested in trying to win a whole year of Panda Express, which I think there's some people in this chat who definitely want to do that, Mel Bell, Big Brother Craze, all these other folks, I'll send the information. It's in my socials, the Obi Kabir and Instagram. You can see that right down there. But let me get into like what's in the box. What's the hat, the shirt, and also this is actually really dope. They sent us a face mask, a specially made face mask. I'm gonna put it on real quick, and you can see that it has like chicken, honey, different things at Panda Express. And I thought it was really dope. Like I was like, this is cool. Not many places you see will do types of things like that. And then they sent me this. And I was like curious, like what's in this? They can't just be sending me food because there's got to be something in here that's not perishable. And so I opened it up. I'm going to open it up again for you guys. And I'm hoping this can focus on here. But check this out. Can y'all read that? What do you guys in the chat think it is if you can't see it? It's a little round. It is a honey chicken sesame breast candle. A candle, all right? I don't even think they sell these. They just give these away sometimes. It's pretty dope, and it smells like it too. Like that smells like honey chicken. And I don't know if I thought I had a lighter somewhere around here. It might be gone somewhere. But it's only for candles. Don't get the wrong idea. But I was going to light this up, and but we'll keep it there for now. But yeah, this was kind of the box they sent me. And so I just wanted to share that with all of you guys so you guys can kind of see that. And again, if you're interested in a Panda Express sweepstakes to win a whole year of free honey sesame chicken, I'm going to put that information in my not my bio, but my Twitter and Instagram shortly, okay? So without further ado, we are going to try the food. And I thought, like, if we're already talking about Panda Express, we have to try it. We have to rate the food. So we're rating the food today. I'm going to grab it. I have it right here. We got it right before the show began. I know last week y'all were kind of upset. They're like, Ovi, you skipped out on the takeout food. You skipped out. Yeah, I skipped out. I'm sorry. The food didn't come in time. It was cold, but I heard y'all. I listened to y'all. When I skip out on the food, you guys get mad. And I get that. It's understandable. We're called a takeout. So if we don't have any takeout food, like what even is the show? So I made sure we wouldn't do that this time. And so what we do is we have tonight is a honey sesame chicken and the fried rice. And again, I'll be honest. It isn't honey chicken sesame isn't my go-to at Panda Express. If y'all are Panda Express lovers, please let me know what y'all's go-to is. My go-to is usually the teriyaki chicken. But tonight I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. And then I also got these cream cheese Rangoons, all right? I already know my rating for this one, but I'm going to still go through it. So any for my new viewers who are like watching this on Twitch, YouTube, or Twitter, because I know we have some people, I'm seeing people in these other restreams. This is the part where this whole show gets a little ASMR-y, where you hear me literally eat the food. I don't eat too much of it, but if that's not your thing, I understand. Come back to us in 5 minutes because we're about to rate the food, okay? So you guys know how this goes. Mel Bell, you like orange chicken and teriyaki chicken. I love teriyaki chicken. Oh, and Leona said orange chicken is my favorite. And Teresa says orange chicken seems like to be a winner. Y'all might hate me. I'm not the biggest fan of orange chicken. that actually is Hannah. She loves orange chicken and some other types of ones, but I just could never get through the taste. It's a little sweet, too sour for me. But all right, without further ado, this is the cream cheese Rangoons. Right, you get 3 when you order them. Get the water. Did y'all hear that crunch? That was crunchy. That was good. That was really good, actually. I'm a big fan of the cream cheese Rangoons. That's probably my favorite usual side dish that I get at Panda Express. Rating for this, because you already know we always give a rating. Initial rating and then a final rating. 1 out of 10. My initial rating for that one, because keep in mind, I'm comparing this against other fast foods, not like gourmet stuff. I'm going to give that a 7.5. 7.5 or an 8, because I really actually love that, all right? And now I'm gonna try me some of the chicken, all right? I have already a bite right here. Getting ready for this. And you know, we always do the 1 bite special. We take a bite of the chicken, we take a bite of whatever it is there, 1 bite. That's how we do it. Unless I really love the food and I'll eat the whole food, but I've learned from all our shows, I don't want to waste my time eating all the food in front of y'all because I feel bad. So I hope you guys are grabbing food, whether it's takeout or whatever it is. Rating for that. Initial rating on that is that's a solid. I want to be. It's weird. I think it's a 7. I think it's 7. That's a little higher score than I would usually give something like this, just because I'm not the biggest fan of it most of the time. But I really like the honey in it, and I like the sweetness part. There's not much of a sour. So all of y'all in the chat right here, Mel Bell, Teresa, Liana, who said your orange chicken is your favorite. If you like the sweet part of this, of the orange chicken, you might like this one because it has like that sweet, savory feel to it. So this is, it's solid. We're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. I'm gonna put those away. We'll grab those later on. Again, I'm putting my food away, but you don't have to. That's the cool thing about the takeout. You can watch this on the go wherever you're at, because it's Friday night. You're off work or you're off classes. You have the weekend in front of you, hopefully. So, like, chill, enjoy yourself. I hope your legs are propped up somewhere. I hope you're enjoying this. You can watch this on whatever you're watching for. And that's kind of like, the goal of this all. Oh, I forgot. I didn't give my lasting impressions on this one. I think I'm going to stick with my initial rating, 7.5 for the cream cheese Rangoons and a 7 for this. So we only had 2 things we really tried tonight, but that's averages out to like a 7.25. So that's kind of what we're going at. All right. Perfect. Hey, Nikki Nicole 10, thank you so much for the animation. I appreciate that. And again, everybody who's watching this, either if you're restreaming this or anything like that, if you want to be part of the chat or if you want to see the conversation, the questions that I'm being asked, please download TVCO. All right, you can do that on your Google Play or your App Store, and then we can kind of have the conversations through this app because that's what we're talking right now. And everybody's talking about orange chicken is their favorite or what they really like. Big Brother Craze just said lo mein is a favorite. I gotta say, I'm not about the noodles at Panda Express. I love the fried rice. That is my go-to. You don't like the brown rice. I really usually don't have the noodles there. But anyway, we just finished up our food portion of the night. That's kind of what we do. This is kind of a relaxed type of show where you can eat, you can watch me eat, do whatever you want. And tonight what we're going to talk about before we get into Big Brother is talking about something that a lot of people have asked for and we're like curious about it is like, how do influencers / content creators make money through what they do, and if you follow like the Big Brother universe or any type of reality TV universe, you're seeing a lot often that whether it's on their Instagram, their Twitter, things like that, they're running ads, and I've done that in the past as well. And so people wonder, can you make a living through this? Can you make a living through this? Can you make actual money from this? Like, how does this happen? How does it work? And what is the process? So I have a lot of people reach out to me asking about those questions or just kind of curious about it. And tonight I was like, you know what? Let's talk about it because I think a lot of people are quiet about it. They don't like talking about this much. And I say, why not? Let's talk about like how influencers make money and how they can one, leverage their own platform for good and promote good products, but vice versa, also leverage their platform to make bad decisions, maybe, and market other products that they don't really believe in. And so I'll talk about my opinion on it afterwards, but talk about like the whole way it goes. So what you see after most Big Brother contestants, and what we're seeing a lot of people and a lot of fans who are kind of upset sometimes, is that they find people go on the show, the Big Brother show. And again, this is not just the Big Brother. I'm itching my nose itches something right here. I got a mosquito bite earlier, so don't mind that. But what we've noticed, what we've seen many times in the reality TV world, we're seeing a lot of contestants sometimes go on, maybe not with the intentions to play the game, but to reap the rewards afterwards. And again, some people go in with that intention, but they totally change their mind later on and realize, hey, I love this game, I want to play it. And you see some people who come in and play the game and leave it and start doing influencing and things like that. So it varies. And every show is, you have somebody from there. You have that, whether it's Big Brother, whether that's Survivor, whether that's The Challenge, or any other reality shows, Bravo Network, CBS, Fox, there's all these type of shows. And I wanted to, talk about how this comes to be. So usually once you leave in today's day and age, and it's been only for the last, I want to say 3 to 4 years, it may be 5, but it's much more prevalent in the last 3 to 4 years. These reality stars, they come off their show and they receive a huge following, a following that most of us probably don't deserve. We get a big platform, but it just happens. You like watching us on television, so therefore you want to keep up with us online. And so what happens with that is those numbers grow as a reality TV star, or I'll say an influencer, because anyone can be an influencer in today's time, whether it's a YouTuber, it's a TikToker, or in just general. You can find a way to become an influencer. And so once you figure out that you have this following, you realize that what will most likely happen is that if this wasn't your plan to become an influencer, it just happened through reality TV, or if you grow it, you'll probably get a DM one day and it'll be from a company, some sort of brand, and be like, hey, would you be interested in promoting our products in exchange for a Instagram post? Or put it on your story, or maybe you become an affiliate, which is you'll see a lot of people put the link of a certain merchandise or product in their bio, and for whatever they sell through that link, or if they have a Save 25 or a OV25, and they get a percentage of that person, that influencer will get a percentage of that money. So that's kind of where most people dip their waters in this influencing world. And what you see from moving forward from that is that it kind of grows and becomes bigger and bigger. Some people who have the platforms decide not to go down that route, or they can't figure out a way to really truly monetize it. But then some people, regardless of a bigger following or a smaller following, they realize they can monetize this and get further. And by further, I mean they can get more money successful through that. And so what happens, the way this happens, is that some of these influencers either sign with an agency, whether there's marketing agencies, or they sign with, they have an agent who kind of already does these type of things for them. They bring them the brands, the contracts, things like that. And the influencer on the other side doesn't really worry about the nitty-gritty. What they just do is focus on content creation, and they focus on making sure they can kind of post the product. And the agent or their agency is a middleman for it. However, there are other influencers or content creators who really seek out these brands, or have ins and knows with different type of companies and brands, and they're able to reach out to them and say like, hey, I would love to post about your product, put it on my story or whatever, in exchange for either product or monetary compensation. And so then the question is, feel free, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in here. Now the question might be what makes you an influencer? What is your tier of it? Well, usually by in the eyeball test, I call it, if you have around 10,000 followers on Instagram, you are considered a micro influencer, all right? And becoming a micro influencer right there, it gives you opportunities to grow your platform, but also work with other brands. And so usually you won't be getting paid very much per post, monetary post. You'll get probably products in exchange. That's usually what happens. And so really successful influencers or content creators, they realize who their audience is, and they create content that their audience is going to like. So whether even if it's your own organic profile, by an organic profile means like your everyday profile where you post about your cat, your dog, yada yada, you'll probably realize that people like a certain thing, You know, you'll see relationship influencers or YouTubers. They'll start posting about the relationship a lot more because they realize that attracts more likes, more views, more shares. Those translate usually into what we say is engagement. And that engagement can be shown to whatever brand company to equate how much they should pay you. And then there's so different ways to how to come to your own price, what we call CPV, cost per value, and then, or you could do CPC, cost per clicks, things like that. And so like marketing terms that have met the influencer world. So long story short, what you see, the way usually it works for like a influencer to make money is that they will work with a brand, the brand and then will have a contract through it. And also if you hear like a pitter patter in the background, unfortunately that is my dog. He is the biggest influencer in our household, where he loves his influencing is essentially us giving him treats every day. So that's the brands he works with, me and Hannah, to get more treats. But yeah, he keeps coming back and forth. So I apologize if y'all hear all that. But what I was saying is that usually the influencer will talk with the brand and then will figure out something way. They'll get a contract with it, and that contract will talk about the monetary compensation. For example, say if you are a influencer of, I don't know, 50,000 followers you have, all right? Or, we'll say 50,000 followers. It's not unheard of for you to make around $300, $400 per Instagram post. That sounds like a crazy amount of money. Because you're like, how would they get paid that much money to post one thing on Instagram? Like, how does that make sense? Well, the thing is, as an influencer or the content creator, it's their job to tell them the ROI, the return on interest. Meaning that if you put this amount of money on me, this is how much money you will make back from it, because the people of my audience, my followers, they will more than likely buy this. They will try to buy this product. And so the money you'll make from me sharing this post or promoting y'all is much more money than you would make by paying me for it. And that's kind of like the short end answer for it. And the question is, a lot of people, I think most people want to know is like, hey, how much do influencers get paid? Well, it varies. A lot of people can make it a full-time livelihood. Like that's what they do. And they can, like somebody with 100+ K followers, they could probably, if they really, when I say grind, but they post a lot of ads, things like that, and figure out other venues, they could probably make around $7,000 to $10,000 per month. And that's a lot of money. And that's just from your following. Keep in mind, a lot of work goes into it, because you then many times, if you're making that type of money, you're probably hiring out outside consulting, with it, whether it's photographers, videographers. You're going to different places to create this content. You become, it is a job. It is a job. And there's a lot of difficulties that a lot of people look over it. But you make a good amount of money if that's what you put all your time into. But then on the smaller time, some influencers will make maybe like a few $100 or $1,000 per month, or you might fall in the middle of it. So you have your micro influencers who are 10K to probably like 25K. Once you hit over 25K followers, I'm talking mostly for Instagram too. You become like, 25K to 100K, you're a mid-tier influencer, meaning you're sizable, and then you become like a macro influencer once you hit 100K. So these are just little terms that some people use. Not everybody uses the universal terms, but yeah, sorry, we've been talking about this. I really wanted to kind of go in depth in this because I know a lot of people have been asking about these type of questions, especially they follow these reality TV people, and they're like, hey, like I see them doing these ads. Like, how much money do they make per these ads? Is it only $5 a pop? Is it like $10? Like, they're probably making a lot more money from that. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. But also, send it Sam. He jumped in here. Thank you, Sam, for the animation. Thanks for the follow. Hey, John, are we good? It says disconnected. Okay, sorry. That's my fault. That's on my side of things. I think things, for whatever reason, it showed disconnected on my thing. But yeah, so we kind of talked about that, and I just really wanted to answer those kind of questions that I know that we got a lot about. And now to get into the nitty gritty, to get into the fun, Big Brother 22. What is going on with this crazy, drama-filled, suspenseful season? Yeah, actually, sorry. I must be thinking of the wrong season, because this season of Big Brother 22 of All Stars has probably been the opposite of everything I just said. Yeah, it's been tough watching this season. I don't know if it's been tough for all of y'all, and it's been tough for me, not just because I know some of the people on this season, but more so it's just been boring. And that sucks to say that. It really sucks to say because we started to take out this show, this amazing, this season of fun on the beginning of Big Brother. And we talked about, we were on such highs. We talked about rating the players, how they're going to do. And unfortunately, we see that this season right here has really gone in the most expected way possible. There's nothing about unexpected. It's just expected because we saw the triple eviction, and though it was exciting the first time in history, and we dissected that very much so last week, this triple eviction right here, it went the way we kind of thought it would. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat to let me know if the triple eviction went in a way that surprised you. But I mean, like, we didn't know the order of those people going out, but it was pretty obvious it was going to be Kevin, David, and potentially Danny going out that door in some shape or form. And now, and spoiler alerts, it's Friday. If you didn't watch Thursday's night episode, we're about to talk about that, but I hope you did. And you probably, if you're watching TVCO and following me, you probably already know. But Tyler was evicted. Tyler was evicted from the Big Brother 22 house. And it's really unfortunate because Tyler was a good friend of mine. But he is gone now. So what happened, his demise, what we see when he was on the block with Christmas and him, they decided to evict Tyler. And Julie Chen Moonves was asking Tyler, do you think this was a correct decision, when he was sitting in the seat talking to her after he was evicted? And she's like, do you think they made a mistake? Do you think they got it wrong? And trying to convince him they got it wrong. Tyler said, No. They evicted the right person, because I was definitely going to put Cody/Memphis on the blog. And Julie was like, are you sure? Are you sure they made the right decision? And Tyler was like, yeah, they definitely made the right decision. They definitely should have got me out. I thought that was kind of funny because Tyler knew, they made the right decision. And we also see when Tyler is evicted, he walked out very graciously. Like he was, he didn't try to make it into some sort of drama-filled thing. He was very gracious about it. He was like, hey, y'all got me. It is what it is. And so I really respect that. And I think that shows the type of person Tyler is. What did y'all think? Were you guys sad about it? Or how did you guys feel about Tyler getting evicted? Like, I just want to know, because it made me sad, because I felt like he's not just a good friend of mine, but also he was kind of like the last bit of light in this season where I'm like, something exciting to happen. And now we are left with Nicole, Enzo, Memphis, Christmas, and Cody. Yeah. Trying to see if I missed anyone, but yeah, that final five. And I have to say, and even though I think it's been boring gameplay, it is very impressive that this committee has made it all the way it did. It's a strong dominant alliance, but the reason why this season I think is as boring as it is because there has not been any switch up. There has not been any outsiders getting the power, attacking, evicting somebody else from the other side. Like, there hasn't been that power swap that we so need in a season where it's entertainment. When one season literally wins every competition, because no one outside the committee, other than Enzo, who's basically still insulated, won HOH this season. A crazy statistic is that up to Danny, who was the 10th person out of the house, but up till Danny, 9 people previously who were evicted, none of them won HOH. That's the longest streak in history, that the first 9 people evicted in Big Brother, none of them won a previous HOH. That's wild. It's because the committee had such a stronghold on the game, and the people who were winning competitions were in the game. We're in the alliance. And so, of course, they're going to be able to keep control. So it was tough. It's tough to watch the season because it's boring. I have to give him props where props is due. I think Cody has done a phenomenal job this season, really having a stranglehold and being able to win HOH essentially every week, because even the weeks he hasn't won, he's controlled the decision. And I think what we see, which I'm about to talk about, is in the jury session, the jury session where we get to see what the jury thinks, the people who are already there, and see them go one by one into the jury. It looks like Cody's in the driver's seat. We don't see them really appreciating the game of other people like Enzo as much. They really seem to think Cody is the one to beat, which, I mean, I agree. And I think if Cody goes to the final two, I think he deserves to win this game unanimously, because no one is comparable at his level where they control the game. Maybe Memphis has an opportunity to talk about it because he has also 3 HOHs, similar to Cody's, and he did create the alliance. But I still think people will give Cody the vote, and we'll kind of talk about jury management and votes in a second. But I want to answer some questions or things here. Liliana82 said, "Bummed to see him go. Was hoping he was in final two." Definitely, I think that would have been a really fun final two, and I think some people were really appreciating his game in there too. So I think Cody / Tyler final two, that would have been a final two to really see. Mel Bell said, "I'm okay with going home. I wish bigger players went home sooner though." Mel Bell, I think that's valid. I think Tyler went out where he needed to go out for those people. Like, you have the shot against Tyler, you have to take him out, right? Like, he's one of the greats there. So if you don't get him out then what are you doing? But I do wish that I wish more committee people went out first, and I think it would have been more fun to see Tyler just there a little longer with him and Christmas dynamic versus Cody and Nicole. Memphis, who is slipping by and controlling some things in the game through his own power, but now he's in the back seat now. And let's talk about the jury real quick. Let's talk about the jury and their reactions last night when we see Danny, David, and Kevin all come in. So we first see we see first Devon join Ian. And so we see that whole touching moment. And then we have Devon give a little tea session with Ian where she talks about, like, hey, your girl Nicole, she's the one who voted you out. She plays us both. Devon seems pretty salty about that. And understandably, I think most people will be bitter about that because I think it went past the game for Devon because she was like, hey, if I'm going out, just don't lie to me about the vote. Just tell me, like, you tried to vote. You're going to vote me out or whatever. But she was kind of lied to till she even left to the door. And Ian, though, who thought Nicole voted for him, but actually it was David voted for him to stay. Ian, surprisingly, I think he was the least bitter of anybody because he really was like, this game, she got me. I appreciate that. And I think he values Nicole's game quite a lot. And I think he didn't mind being voted out, which I think was surprising, but also I think speaks a testament to, like, Ian, who loves this game, and, like, he's a past winner in it. So he's like, I got. So that was I appreciate seeing that from Ian because I think some people were a little worried because his final week when he was in the house that he would become a bitter jury member because he kind of talks about, like, hey, I'll turn the jury against you. And I explained to some folks that I think that's just more of a way he's using that to kind of negotiate him to stay here. But when he gets in the jury, he'll be completely fine. And I think we see that, especially in that jury segment. Moreover, then we see Kevin join Devon and Ian. And it's just kind of like a touching moment, but they're also sad too to see him. But Kevin tells them, hey, I think it's going to be a triple eviction. And so then you're like, oh, okay. And Devon and Ian are then waiting now to see who are the other two people. And unfortunately, you see David walk through that door, and Devon looks the other way, absolutely crushed. And then Kevin is sad, and Ian is sad because they're like, damn, they really took us out one by one. And I think there's a small moment where Devon apologizes to David and says, hey, I'm so sorry. I should have believed you, because she did not believe that he actually did indeed vote to keep Ian last week. She felt that it was David who voted Ian out and Nicole who voted to keep Ian, but it was actually vice versa. And then we see Danny come and enter this group of people. And at this point, everybody's sad, upset, but there's a little relief in their face because I think being in that jury house was the first time for some of them. That was like their peaceful moment where they can be like, hey, you know what? I'm here. Because the whole time they were playing the game, it was tough on them. Danny is the opposite. Danny is essentially like, this sucks. Excuse me, sorry. And I think to her credit, like, it's still raw. Her feelings are raw. She just got voted out in the triple eviction, and she felt like she got. And especially she felt like she had people on her side. She felt Cody was a lot closer to her than Nicole, but she realized that wasn't the case. And so she goes on to be like, you know what? They kept Nicole because she's not a threat. They kept Nicole because they realized that I'm just so much better than her and she's really not doing anything. And so she seemed, for somebody who counted Nicole as one of their good friends, she seemed very bitter towards Nicole, which was interesting because when she talks about Cody, she didn't really talk much about, sorry, I was looking at the chat. She didn't really talk about Cody in a bad light. For some people joining us, Top Gun Phantom, thanks for joining us. Life After Neverland, I hope you're in here too. It'd be great to talk to all of y'all. I'll answer the question in a second, Top Gun. But what we see is that she really holds Nicole accountable for her eviction versus Cody, where she praises his gameplay and was like, hey, he did what he had to do. I still think he played a good game. I am in the minority. I know about this, but I think some of these jury members and players are just not giving enough credit to Nicole, that she didn't just slide by. They feel like she slid by, and I think some fans are doing that too. But Nicole is one of the only sole winners in this cast. For her to make it on the block twice in one night and not be voted out in triple eviction, I think that's a testament to it too. You know, people didn't think Sandra was a threat in Survivor, if we have any Survivor fans out there. And we saw her get to the end. Just getting to the end as a former winner shows your testament of how good you are, because you're able to keep your threat level low. And for anybody saying like, oh no, they're dragging Nicole because we know she can't win, I think that's absolutely false. I don't think they realize how available that Nicole can actually win this out. Again, she has to do some things, which we're going to talk about, Nicole's road to being able to win this, but she is very able to do that. And this is why. She just won this HOH. She won an HOH. No one expected her to win, and she has finalized her way in the final four. Now, here's a question. You have Nicole, this is her first win of the whole season. But again, she is a former winner, huge threat, should be, and she has made it all this way here through her own connections. You have Cody, who's won 3 HOHs and a handful of veto competitions. I don't even know how many he's won, but he's won a good amount. You have Memphis, who's also won 3 HOHs and another handful of small competitions. I think Cody edges him out, I want to say, in full competition, but I'm not sure. Enzo then has won 1 HOH, I believe, or correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's only won 1 HOH and a few other competitions. And then you have Christmas, who's won similarly 1 HOH and just 1 or 2 competitions. What happens is that now you assess the threat level of all the people around you. It is no question that Cody's probably in the best place to win this game, but Cody is so close to Nicole. There's no way in the world that Nicole decides to put Cody up on this block. Well, you have Enzo, who's Cody's right-hand man, right, who has been playing this great social game, who a lot of people think, wow, he has a great chance to win, until yesterday night. And keep in mind, it is heavily edited. It is heavily edited, these jury segments. But in that jury segment, it looks like most people are very disappointed in Enzo because he has played a similar game to his last previous game in Big Brother 12. But what he has done specifically is that he has continually talked about big moves. We got to make a big move. Yo, we got to make a big move. Y'all know we can't win without making a big move. I'm the man. Meow, meow. That's the name of him. Meow, meow. I need to make a big move. He constantly, constantly talks about big moves. But when he has a chance to get rid of Nicole, become Cody's right-hand man, keep David, who is not going to target him, he decides to opt out of the way and instead take out David, who's a rookie. This is his chance to make that big move, and he decides not to do it. So when you consistently talk about you're going to make a big move, sorry, I can't stop making that little act, a big move. I like saying, yo, big move. But when you consistently talk about making that big move, and you just don't do it, that loses a lot of respect, I believe, in the jury, because you have hyped them up. It's kind of like it's like a movie, you know? when you hype up a movie to your friend and be like, this is the best movie ever. This is a great movie ever. It's nothing ever has been done like this before. Your buddy, you take him to the movies, they watch, and they're like, you know what? I feel a little let down. The movie was a solid movie. It's a good movie. But when your friend hypes it up to be an amazing Christopher Nolan movie, and it just ends up being like a solid 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even though it's a good movie, they're a little disappointed. That's the way I think some of these jury members feel with Enzo. Great socially, really good with other people, but what has he truly done to quantify that he's made a big move this season? When he had the chance handed to him in a platter, he decides not to take it. And I think because of that, we're going to see an issue with the jury with him. Top Gun fan said it was Tenet like Inception. Similarly, yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Very crazy, really tough to watch. We talked about that, and I think the last episode 4 where I go a whole movie review. So if you're interested in watching that, catch my episode 4 on the takedown. We talk about that specifically. But yeah, I think I don't even want to say it's a bitter jury exactly that would take away Enzo, but I think it's just that they've been expecting Enzo to make a strong move, and he just hasn't. So we've talked about Cody, we've talked about Enzo, and then you're left with Christmas and Memphis. Christmas seems the obvious choice for these people to take out because they really just want out. Nicole has a thing about being the last woman, I think, in this jury. But here's the issue: is that Christmas right here, I don't know how much win equity she has. And by win equity, I mean ability to show these juries their resume and be like, this is what I did. Christmas does not have a huge move. Her biggest move was she won HOH and got rid of Bailey, somebody who really wouldn't have try to get her out of, and then she really destroyed her relationship with Devon, who I think is really going to be a pivotal person in the jury votes. I really imagine these last 4 jury members, or previous jury members, with Ian, Devon, Kevin, and David, are really going to talk heavily about their jury vote with each other, and I think Devon's going to have a sway on a lot of them. And so by Christmas doing the antics she did the week that Bailey went home and not really wasn't there too much for Devon when Devon was going home, she really kind of sealed the deal, I think, there. So I don't really know if there's any shot for Christmas to win on this time unless she does some crazy moves near this end. But she looks like she's potentially could go home this week. But then you have Memphis, right? Memphis is a person who has been so direct. So he's been an asshole this whole season. The issue is that he's been an asshole to these people's faces. He has not tried to be two-faced because he's like, this is my face and I don't like you and here it is. We see that directly with David, and we see that with other people that Memphis was just kind of a dick to. He didn't try to hide it. And I think, unfortunately, some of these players are going to be like, hey, he was straightforward to me. I don't feel like I'm burnt by Memphis because Memphis told me straight up, I'm going to vote you out and I don't like you. Even to Tyler, on the day the day before, I think, he was getting voted out, or on Wednesday night before eviction, Memphis straight up told Tyler, yeah, I'm voting you out. Tyler's like, is there anything? He's like, no, I'm voting you out. Regardless of that sucks that somebody's voting you out. But if they're very clear about voting you out, I think there's a lot of people in the jury who are going to be like, I appreciate him being a straight shooter. Then combined with the fact that Memphis has won 3 HOHs, a handful of competitions. So Memphis is tied for the most HOHs on this season, right? With Cody, and it could be more. Memphis also technically started the committee, one of the most dominant alliances we've seen in Big Brother, because they have really figured out the strategy to win this thing. It's having compies in one alliance, essentially. And Memphis, to his credit, he put it together. Moreover, Memphis, he made sure to manage his threat level. People are like, Memphis is a grandpa. Memphis is not there. Memphis went against one of the greatest people, Dan Giesling, and came second to him. Keep in mind, he came second, but it's not like Memphis is no pushover. And so I don't. And here's the thing: is I really don't like a lot of the antics Memphis has done in the house, and I don't agree with him on so many things. But it's impossible to deny that Memphis has played an old school type of way in Big Brother and shown that it can be successful. Memphis is the person Nicole needs to get out this week. One, because Memphis has a good shot of winning this game potentially. He's the only person I see that could give Cody a run for his money in the jury potentially. Even though I don't think his jury management has been the greatest, I think that people, for whatever reason, they will respect Memphis in this game. Nicole needs to have something on her resume, something she can point out that she made a decision that differentiates herself from Cody, from Enzo, from Christmas. No one's going to give her credit for getting out Christmas. They're going to be like, that's a layup. She needs to show something that she took somebody who had a chance to win this game under her. And that right now, I think, is Memphis. She needs to take out Memphis. Through that, actually bring Christmas to her side. That would be the move I would do. Bring Christmas to your side and have that person be somebody you can work with down the line. You already have Cody, and then you have Enzo over here. Because you already know Enzo is not going to take you to the final two, Nicole. You already know this. You know the only person who's willing probably to take you to final two potentially is Cody, who you think he is, but he might just take Enzo. Memphis is probably not taking you to the final two either. So right now, either you need to get rid of Memphis, a big name there, isolate Christmas and bring her on your side, or also potentially get rid of your closest ally's right-hand man so you become potentially their closest, their only ally they can, work with. And the question is, would you even want to bring Cody to the final two? Because if you do, more than likely, it's going to be very tough to beat Cody. It's going to be very tough to beat Cody. I'm going to get this checked. We have a lot of questions in here that I kind of just went through. Triple eviction sucked. I think it definitely did. I think it was kind of cool the way it worked, but I think it did suck. Why did will Mama Day screw Nicole vote-wise in the end if Nicole makes final two? I don't know. Devon could be bitter about this, but also I think Devon really values her ability to be like, you got me, but you got me. So I'm going to give you the vote. Like, she respects the game played, and I don't know if the moves Nicole made were too much for her to be like, wow, I'm not throwing you a vote because you really burnt me that much, or she could be like, you got me out, and I respect that enough for me to throw you the vote. Because she wants, it feels good also if, like, the best player in the game, the only two-time winner of Big Brother, is the person who was able to throw a rug over your face, I think there's something in that. So I think there's a potential where Devon maybe gives Nicole the win. Because I don't see Devon voting for... I just don't know. Honestly, I just don't. Devon is not going to vote for Christmas. I think that's the only person right now I can pretty confidently say that I don't think she would be like, I'm going to vote for Devon. But I don't know. The Top Gun says Memphis have a kid. I think he has two children, actually. And here's the funny thing. They're like, Memphis is a grandpa. Memphis is 37 years old, I'm pretty sure. That he's only 6 years older than David. Isn't that a weird fact? Like, Memphis is only 6 years older than David, but acts like he is like a 60-year-old grandpa. Memphis isn't relatively that old, honestly. Like, he's not that old, and but he acted like such a, and you wouldn't think David is that old either. David looks a lot younger than he does. And I was super surprised when I found out David was 30 when he was on my season. I was like, whoa. But yeah, David's 31. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Christmas is older than him, I think. I think Christmas is probably 38 or something like that. I don't really call this crew an older crew because, like, I don't consider that old really. But still, this is a much older demographic that we have on Big Brother than we've had in the past. I think we've seen that kind of a change of gameplay a little bit regarding all that. But David is 30. Yeah, he is 30. Enzo, I'm not sure. We're going to look up these ages right now, actually. I'm curious to see how old Enzo is. Give me some guesses. All right, I want to say he's 37. That's what I'm going to say. Enzo Palumbo. Let's see how old he is. Oh, no. He is 42. Enzo is 42 years old. Sophine got that right. Enzo is 42. Cody, I think, I'm pretty sure Cody's younger than Yeah, Cody's younger than David. He's 29 years old. He'll turn 30 in December 13th. And then we have Christmas Bot. She's 38. And Nicole's, I think, the youngest person left. I think she might be like 27, I want to say. I don't know. She's 28. He's 28. David's older than Ian. Ian's, I think, 29 also. The youngest person on this cast, I think, want to say was Nicole A. That's Nicole Anthony, and she was like 25. And then you have Cody, not Cody, you have Tyler, who I think might be 25 or 26. But they were the babies of the group. Oh, Mama Day. I want to say Devon's 32. So she's 32. And then there's Bailey. I think she might be 25 as well, too, But yeah. And then you have Janelle, Keisha, and then Kaser. I think they are probably one of the older ones on on this season. But sorry, we went on a tangent. We started talking about age. What I want to talk about to finish up is that the road to these people winning and these jury votes, and who do we think can really bring it out. I think it's the ball is most definitely in Cody's hand. I think he can win this out. Nicole has won this HOH, and she has the ability right now to make a bigger move, and I think her move really needs to be Memphis. But here's the crazy thing. Say, more than likely, I think she's going to put Memphis and Christmas on the block. Here's the question is, who wins veto? What happens then, right? Because odds are Nicole's competition, and she usually wins competitions near the end of the game. She's done that in her past seasons, but say she follows her track record as is. Nicole is probably not going to win the veto this week. We have a good shot of Cody, Enzo, Memphis, or even Christmas. I think they're really underestimating Christmas's ability to win competitions. She can win them. They all have a good chance because they're all playing veto. They all have a good chance to win this veto and save themselves, or use it to save somebody else. Like, the craziest switch up would be this is not going to happen. But the craziest switch up would be Enzo, and so Memphis and Christmas on the block. All right, Enzo wins the veto, and this is why I would love if people weren't as close as they were, because I think this would be a possibility if it was. But Christmas and Memphis are on the block. Enzo wins the veto. Enzo decides to take Memphis off the block, and if Enzo and Memphis are both, if Enzo can't be on the block and Memphis is taken off, the only possible replacement Nicole has to put up is Cody. The first time Cody has touched the block, and here's the thing, Cody needs to touch the block, or he can be basically saying, I played the perfect game to his mentor, Derek, who played the perfect game. Cody has that possibility right now, and it's looking like he might do that. But if you do that, you put Cody on the block next to Christmas. Now Enzo makes the decision. He makes the deal with Memphis because he has he's like, we're going to cut Cody right here. Enzo right here has now reclaimed his potential crown to win Big Brother 22. The ballsiest of move. Who knows what's going to happen down the line, because Memphis is probably closer to Christmas or Enzo. I'm not sure, but it isolates Nicole. I think that might be also a way for Enzo to slide by, because they're going to be focused on Nicole now. Christmas is going to be focused on Nicole, and Memphis might be focused still. He'll be with Enzo. It would be a crazy move. Yeah, it would be that would be kind of the fun things. But if I think Enzo is definitely the normal replacement. Say if Memphis or Christmas wins this veto competition coming up, I haven't even checked if Memphis or Christmas have been nominated today. No, I don't think Nicole F has put up Christmas in Memphis. I'm just speculating right now. But yeah, that's just I think where things could get crazy. And here's the thing: is that talking about the jury and seeing about who is bitter and who isn't. I think the people who go out, like I think Christmas definitely could be a bitter jury member. I think Memphis I don't think Memphis will be a bitter jury member. I really do think he would give the vote to anybody. Maybe I lied. Maybe he wouldn't give the vote to Nicole. I think he would look at Enzo or Cody as the winners in his eyes. It's tough because Nicole, to win this game, and we've seen this many times too, and we've talked about this before. Women, many times, the moves they make in Big Brother aren't, they're just not looked at in the same light as men's move, and they just don't get as much credit. And that's an issue, too, of what happens if you stack your jury up with one type of, people in there if there's more girls than guys. I think there's only 2 girls right now on the jury versus 3 men, which is going to, by the end of the time, it's going to also be, let's see, 2, 3. I'm not doing math really good, but I think it's going to be 6 men and 3 women. If that's the case, it could is a potential for it to be, or it'd be my 5. Maybe I'm getting my numbers right, wrong, but there's going to be more men on the jury, which many times we've seen in past types of seasons that lends to have people vote for a man to win it because they just it's just tribe mentality, I think, and some other factors that go into it. So Nicole's already going to have a hard time trying to convince a jury of men that she should be the winner over another guy, and depending on who she sits next to. But also, a lot of people made the argument that I've seen that, like, we don't want a 2-time winner. Like, they're going to vote somebody else so Nicole isn't a 2-time winner. Like, same way where Dan, he made it to the final 2 again, but they're like, we're not giving it to a winner. I think it's a different scenario because they're not all newbies, they're all vets. And they also might respect that Nicole made it all the way in, even if she is one of the only few former winners. Like, I think that's a props of what itself. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on it. Obi, you want to know smart gameplay this season? I here this sucks to say this, but I think there was a lot of smart gameplay. It was just with the people that we just didn't want to see win. We saw a really strategic alliance form, and I won't even get into like the microaggressions, I think, and like the reasons this alliance formed, but they formed around comp winners, comp beasts, and they were able to control the game because essentially the other side did not win a single HOH or basically any meaningful competition. The only meaningful competition won by anybody on the other side was David, who won that secret power, and he threw a wrench in the plan of everything. So I just it's just really unfortunate that this season has kind of fell into like a very boring move way, and maybe retrospectively we can watch back and be like, wow, this was a really smart, well-played season with some strategy with Cody and stuff. But I don't know. At this point, all I know is that I want to see either Nicole or Cody win this season. So I think that's what this season deserves. I think Nicole, despite everyone who did vote her off on a triple eviction night where she was on the block twice in one night, I think that's like shame on you. Nicole deserves to win because she was able to survive that. I wouldn't be mad if Cody won the season now at this point because he has just honestly dominated it. And I just give props to that. Again, the show is entertaining for us, but for them it's a game, and they have to play the best game they can. And Cody, whether you like it or not, whether it was from even before the game started, he has made sure and ensured himself that he would be in the best position to win this game. And if Cody gets to the final 2, he has enough comp wins to not even win any more comps to have an impressive resume. But if he doesn't even get on the block once, give this man his $500K. Run him his check. Ooh, we covered a lot today. We covered a lot tonight from Pan Express, their awesome merch, from their pretty good food, to the ways and ins and outs of influencers and how they make their money and how much they actually can make, to Big Brother 22 and all the crazy things that have gone with it, or actually uncrazy stuff. So I appreciate you guys staying with me for a whole hour as we talked about this. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed discussing this with you guys all. I really love I guess I'm kind of weird like that, but I really love when Big Brother comes to its end game and we can kind of discuss the ins and outs of what really happens and kind of like the potential awesome plays that could happen that most likely won't happen. So next week it will be we'll be coming down to our final 4, and so the season wraps up on October 28th. So for now, that's going to be close to our final show, is that we're going to do 3 more episodes of this season. And then we're going to take the season, the takeout is going to be done for the season 1. And then we might come back for season 2. I'll keep you guys open. If you guys really want a season 2 of the takeout, please let TVCO know. Send them messages. Let them know that you really were interested with this thing. And I'm hoping that we can continue this. But again, thank you so much, y'all. As always, you never need to dine in when you can grab takeout with me, your host, Obi Kabir. I'm here every Friday from 8 p.m. Eastern, not just on TVCO anymore, but on TVCO, the app, on Twitch, on their YouTube, on their Twitter, and Facebook. So we are trying to be everywhere we can be. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see or watch, please send me a message at my Twitter, at the OBKabir, or at OBKabir on Instagram. I'd love to talk to y'all. And again, I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night, and I hope you guys have an even better weekend. Y'all take care now. I'm signing out.